Good morning, everyone. My name is James Jimmy Hills, and we are here live from the Museum of Science for their Pride Celebration, one of today's events of the Pride Celebration. I have a great guest here with me by the name of James Monroe. We have had a great relationship over the past couple of years. The museum is dedicated to bringing in community partners like myself, Janae Olsterhold. Last time I was here, we were here with Naisha Deed, as well of Pure Spark. And so, James, this is your third time? First time in person, but third time in the Java Cafe?
Second time.
Second time in the Java Cafe. All right, so say hello to the audience, greet them. I'm going to put you on the spot for one little bit of question, is that describe how science and pride come together in one word at the end of your greeting.
Oh gosh. Well, hi everyone. Welcome to the Museum of Science. For those watching us in person and those online, I'm James Monroe. My pronouns are he, him. And I'm the creative director here at the museum, and so really excited to be kicking off this Pride Celebration Day with our dear friend Jimmy, and with Java with Jimmy. I think for me, Pride and STEM come together in one word: community. And that's what we're here today, and we're convening our community and taking over the Museum of Science in a really fun way.
Well, in the spirit of community, not just today, but there's a lot of programming going on, not just this month. The museum does a lot of programming that exemplifies the different diverse folks that are in science, includes a lot of people that are in science as well. So tell us a little bit. I know today is a busy day.
Yeah.
So tell us what's going on the rest of today and just about the programming in general that's remaining for the rest of this month and throughout the year. And if you want to tease a little bit, the theme for this year is being human. So you can talk about that as well.
Yeah, so all year long at the museum, we're focused on the spotlight of being human. So really exploring what it means to be a human, the ways that we're all connected, and all the things that it means to exist as a human in today's society. And so I can't imagine a better way to embody that than with a celebration today for our community. Today is our Pride celebration. It's one of the 6 Heritage Month celebrations that we host all throughout the year. And today we're here celebrating our LGBTQ plus communities and their contributions to current science and technology, as well as art and culture and society at large. And so all day long on all of our stages around the museum, we're going to be activating those with special guest speakers, so scientists, researchers who will be sharing about their work. We have incredible organizations who are set up on both levels of the Blue Wing, tabling with information about all of the work that they're doing for and in community. We have performances on different stages, so the Boston Circus Guild, the Femmes. We have a family-friendly drag show in the planetarium from Coleslaw and Friends at 3 o'clock. And the best part is all of this is free for our community today. So if you're watching at home, you still can come down and be a part of the fun. Use the code PRIDE25 when you're purchasing your exhibit hall ticket, and you'll get free admission to come on down. And then tonight we will celebrate and wrap up Pride Month here at the museum with a very special event called Slay the Entire Month and Beyond. And that is a partnership with the City of Boston and the Mayor's Office for LGBTQ+.
Shout out to Mayor Michelle Wu and her team there.
Yes, an incredible team. And this is the second year that we're sort of hosting this big Pride party with her team. And so that'll be from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock tonight here in the Blue Wing. Again, wonderful performances from the Femmes, some incredible drag from Candace Persuasion and Destiny. And Candace. Then, yeah, Candace will be here. She'll be our MC. Our live animal care center will be here with some of our in-house animals that call the museum home. And again, that is a free event for community. So you can still grab and register for a ticket at our website at mos.org. And we hope to see you here. And then it's important that this work happens in Pride Month and that the museum convenes, but we do this all year round, and it's important that we show up and advocate for our communities more than just during the Heritage Month. And so all year round, we are, developing partnerships with people like you and Janae Osterheld, as you pointed out, and co-creating experiences from exhibits, digital content, public programs, and more, so that everybody can see themselves reflected in our museum and current science and technology at large.
James, I'm going to pose this last question to you before we bring our guest Adam on, but for you, what does it mean to be fully seen in here at the museum in your life? What does it mean to you to be seen in your full humanity and walking in that?
I think for me, it's just being able to feel safe and comfortable and welcome walking into any space. And I hope that we create that same environment for every single person that crosses through the doors here at the Museum of Science. I never want to have to question who I am, hide who I am, how I talk, how I dress, what I like to talk about. And I think that's really important for me to feel like I can show up as my full self. And I hope that we allow people to do that here at the museum today. But like I said, all other 364 days of the year.
I got to say, and you'll get me for this, but I'm going to say it publicly, the Museum of Science is one of my best partnerships because James is not just here talking about what the museum, the philosophy or what they want to do in our partnership. James and I go back and forth on this 50-50, like, well, what do you think? Well, what do you think? And what are you going to do? And what are you going to, And so I really appreciate you. I thank you for walking in your full humanity in here, outside of here. I enjoy seeing some of the social media posts and you just being you. But I really appreciate you, James, for your spirit. The way that you operate here in the museum, it really exemplifies its mission. It's not just talk. Our emails, we experience this in our partnership. So I really want to say thank you and give you some flowers here today.
Thank you. But it sort of wouldn't be possible without someone and partners that trust us and all of the support of the institution and our leadership. And I'm just excited to see this partnership continue to flourish. So we're here today, but I think we're going to be having you back in the near future, right?
Yes. So we've teased it a little bit. I said it in the spring and March, but we actually do, and we're announcing today publicly the date. We are going to have the Java with Jimmy Red Cup Awards and 5-year celebration on Wednesday, October 15th, here at the Museum of Science. We're going to give away some awards to great people in the community. And so save the date, October 15th, 2025 at 6 p.m. 7 at 7 p.m. But before that, we are coming back in August this summer. The Boston Waterfront Coalition will be a little part of that, and that'll be taking place sometime in August. And so the mini residency that James has so graciously offered the partnership, we have our June date. We'll be back in August, and then we'll wrap up this year on August 15th, and we'll look at next year's dates next year. So we're going to get ready to wrap up. We have a great guy from OSTEM that is going to come and chat with us. Folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you in just a couple of seconds.
I'm a very sensitive person, and I feel the pain of my people. They know me, they call on me, and I assure them that I'm not a provider, but I am one who cares. I always say to them, well, it's better to know than not to know, because if you know, you can do something about it. Think about the loved ones around you. Think about the ones that love seeing you come through that door. Take the step and get tested. That's it.
Save lives and get screened for colon cancer. For more information, visit boston.gov/cancer.
Hey, everybody, we are back here live from the Museum of Science for Pride Month. We just got through talking with James Monroe from the Museum of Science, and I have the awesome pleasure of speaking with Mr. Adam Blackburn, who is from OSTEM. And I'll be very honest, I just learned about OSTEM last evening. And when I tell you I'm excited about what OSTEM is doing for those that are going into the STEM field, it means so much. So welcome to the Java Cafe here at the Museum of Science. Adam, say hello, greet the audience, and then I'm going to challenge you to end your greeting with one word that describes the status of inclusiveness with our community within the STEM industry. Thank you.
Well, I know challenging a STEM person to sum something up in one word is definitely going to be a challenge. But hello, thank you. I'm Adam, pronounce he, him, and I'm very glad to be here. I have been a part of OSTEM for a while now, through various roles, starting in college. So it's great to be here, great to represent. And summing up in one word, just what our community does. Like I said, it's a challenge.
It's a challenge, but you could have used the word as well,
Right.
because it may not. There's a whole series of a show where they go But I really want to start and ask you, what about your journey, or what did you experience? And tell us what part of the STEM you're in.
Yeah.
What about your journey caused you to start this focus on our community with the intention? Tell us about OSTEM and your journey to OSTEM.
Yeah, so I started with OSTEM when I joined college over 10 years ago. I joined as a club on campus. That's mostly what OSTEM is right now, is chapters on various college and universities. And it just kind of made sense. So I am into STEM a lot, but, I'm also gay. So it's just like, it made perfect sense to go together. Growing up in small town Indiana,
That says a little something.
Yeah.
There's some presumptions there.
yeah, so it kind of just fit with what I was doing and who I was. I became a leader quick. Within a couple months of joining, I became president of the chapter as a freshman. So kind of threw myself in there, but afterwards switched to volunteering to really support the people that were coming in after me. So made lifelong friends. The intersection of STEM and being LGBT is really an intersection that's hard to talk to unless you're in it.
So because we're not in it, if I could ask you to go a little bit deeper there, a clarifying question, like, if you're not, because we can presume some other things in other industries, music and the arts and whatnot, about some things that may go on. But within STEM, you would believe that there's this spirit of creation and making things better. So it would be inclusive of everybody. But tell us a little bit more about the experience of you being in it, to describe why you're doing this.
Yeah, so STEM focus is a lot of focused on the actual sciences and stuff, and the very technical brain. So when most people think of LGBTQ, it's like the arts, like you said, it's what they see. And so it's like, you need to be able to see that the people doing science and engineering are also these kind of people. So it's important to recognize them and to include them, because they do have various voices and various thoughts that could be combined. So
can you tell us a little bit about what's coming up for OSTEM? When I went on the website last night, I think there either it was or there's a national conference coming up soon.
Yes, there's been a national conference. This is the 15th annual conference this year.
How long has OSTEM been around?
2005.
Okay.
So 20 years.
Okay.
Yep.
It's not that it's long, but
yeah, it's younger. It's on the younger
53.
side. If you're comparing it to other STEM organizations or even LGBT organizations, it is a bit younger than others. But yeah, we've been doing this annual conference for 15 years. Even had it virtual a couple times to continue it running.
Yep.
So that's in October in Baltimore, October 16th through 18th. This year in Baltimore, we try to move it around to try and make sure more people can go throughout the years.
has it, or when is it coming to Boston?
It was in Boston.
What year?
2022.
We just missed it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all
and
right.
it was I think it was just over there at the convention center.
At the convention center? How many people
No,
attend
it's
the
at the
conference?
hotel. Yeah,
Okay.
it is a couple thousand now.
Okay.
So when I joined, it wasn't that big. It's been growing every year.
Now, is that because, forgive me for interrupting you, but is it because there's a growing field within the STEM industry?
So STEM is always growing. I am a engineer. My fiance
Mechanical?
sort of,
general,
yeah. So I've done mechanical. My official title at my job now is application engineer,
Okay.
which sounds like computers, but I don't know computers. Mm-mm. It's a black box. Things go in, things come out. I don't know. But yeah, so my fiance is downstairs and he's a senior scientist.
Okay.
So we come from all various backgrounds.
Yep.
Talk to math people and I don't know what they're talking about, but I support them.
Wait a minute, you're engineering math? You know, you got,
No, not that kind of math.
that-
Nope. They talk about how straws and donuts are the same thing. And I'm like, sure. Mathematically, sure.
Adam, I am enjoying you because I think, and this is just off the cuff, a lot of times when people hear about science or scientists, they think, quote unquote, boring,
Yeah.
doctorate, and
Yeah.
you are like live and in living color, being human in
Yes.
your full humanity. And that will lead me to my next question. How do you daily live out your full humanity? The museum's theme this year is being human. We talked to James. You talk about your experience in the STEM industry. How do you live out daily your humanity in the fullness of who you are as Adam?
Yep. So throughout my experience, I've learned not to really hide because I can't. I'm really bad at it. So I told myself one day, I was like, might as well just put myself out there. And if they don't like me, then I'm not going to go there. Like, I'm not going to go into spaces that won't accept me. So, but by presenting myself, I can help others who feel like they need to hide to feel that it's safe to not. So
I want to ask you on that realm, away from, our community and pride and whatnot, but just in general, what would you say to young people that are considering going into the STEM? And then there's the STEAM, there's
Yep.
the arts as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
And so what would you say to some young people that are watching right now? You can talk specifically to young people in our community or just young people in general
Mhm.
about maybe suggest some classes they should take or why it's important, though math is not your thing, the big math, but the general. Talk to the young people.
So I would definitely say go whatever with what interests you. You're going to do better if you're interested in it.
Absolutely.
So definitely try out the sciences, try out the engineering. It can be boring for sure. It's a lot of, handwriting and doing a lot of math, like you said.
Yeah, too much.
But definitely do it. And kind of push yourself when it gets a little not interesting because it'll swing back.
Okay.
It's the initial and then, get into the nitty gritty sort of deal. But definitely find your community with it and that'll help you. That'll help you a lot.
One of the other things I wanted to ask you about is, the A could stand for arts or it could
Mhm.
stand for AI.
Mhm.
It's part of the technology. What as you're in this industry, what part of AI, or do you see AI having an influence in the STEM area? And are there risks because of the math, the algorithms, and things like that?
Mhm.
What are your observations of AI in the field of STEM?
I do think that AI can be a very useful tool if used correctly. But it's like, in a good analogy, it's like sometimes you use a wrench as a hammer. You shouldn't. It does work, but you shouldn't. You
gotta
might
preach
hurt
here.
yourself. You might break it.
Yep.
Or some other things. So I do think that more thought needs to go into how we want to use it.
Okay.
But I think it's a very useful tool. I've already seen how it has opened doors for increase in cancer screenings, making them more accurate. For
Yep.
example, they've been able to use AI as a tool to do that. And just other examples I can't think of, but
Ultimately, and thank you so much for that, for the analogy about the wrench and the hammer. That'll actually preach. That was the audience is saying that was good.
yeah, it works, but you shouldn't.
Let me ask you, what if you could wake up tomorrow, have the right grant, the funding? What is your ultimate goal, Adam, in STEM? What do you, if you could get up tomorrow, make the right amount of money, have a good space with your mental health? We're going to check in on that as well. What would that be? What is your ultimate goal and mission in this arena of STEM, but also bringing attention and making that space welcoming and inclusive for our community?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, if I had like a big sum of money to do this and time, would be to make sure that everyone who wants to go into the STEM fields can. It can be a big barrier. The costs are pretty high sometimes.
And others,
Yeah.
and other barriers as well.
Yeah, the costs are really big barriers, and just getting people to be able to start is one of the biggest barriers. Getting people from like backgrounds where they can't even get into college, for example, they're the first ones to go.
Yep. Yep.
All that. So
Absolutely. The last question I'll ask you, I have two more. One is you mentioned your fiance, you're in STEM, you're working a lot. What do you do for self-care?
it's tough right now. So
Thank you for being real.
Yeah,
Thank you,
definitely
because more
tough right
people-
now.
Okay. And when you say it's tough, is it because of time? Is it, let's be real. I have this thing. We started it here a few months ago called My Self-Care is Expensive.
yep.
Sometimes it's resources as well. So when you say it's tough, I'm gonna put you on the spot to be a little transparent. Is it time? Is it what about it is tough for you to take care of yourself?
Yeah, my struggle right now is time.
Okay.
I'm trying to plan like my wedding and then also do my job, and like I just moved, and so it's like all the stuff going together.
And it's good stuff.
Yes, it's all good stuff, but it's just like need time.
Yeah.
My self-care honestly is cleaning.
Cleaning?
Yeah, because it's like I'm doing something productive. It doesn't require brain power really. It's like spray this, wipe it down, you're done. And then when you're done, you're in a clean space.
Which has an impact on the
Yeah.
mental health, to be very
So I
honest with
really
you.
like, it's a boring act, like compared to like what I do for my job, right? But I like to clean.
I'm not mad at it. For me, it's cathartic. One of my favorite things to do is laundry. It's a challenge, meeting
Yep.
the dryer and the wash machine and folding and folding I'm getting better at. You know, there's this thing about you just throw the clothes up and never fold them.
Yeah.
But last thing I'll ask you is, how do you, with your self-care, in these times that we're in, Adam, they're very interesting.
Yes.
And I'm sure in your field, you have felt the impact through research and different things. How will you remain, while finding time to take care of yourself, how will you remain in your full humanity?
I would say when it comes to seeing the news and stuff, definitely limit how much you read. I have apps that limit me because I can't remove myself. So I'm just like, nope.
Yep.
But I would say to stay in my full humanity, I got to remember to stick with my community. It's the other people that I do it for, and it's the other people that are going to support me. So definitely sticking with the friends I have, making new ones as well, and remembering the why I'm doing the stuff like this. And it's for the people like myself, but 10 years ago. So
I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. And I'm going to put Adam on the spot. A couple of seconds before we started, Adam and I were looking at, our ear candy. And I wish I actually probably could zoom in, but I don't want to. Well, we're at the end of the show. Let me
Can
go
get
ahead
up
and
close.
try it. Let me go in and zoom in and show you all Adam's wonderful, I'm going to call them baby shark earrings. Go ahead, Adam, show them. Let's see if we can.
Yeah. See if I can block that out. But
We got in as tight as we turn a look. So that is a shark that you're seeing right there.
it's like biting my
So
earlobe.
we are so glad that you were able to be with us. Thank you for the air candy. Thank you for your candor. Thank you for what you're doing and making this space better for those within our community. I really, really appreciate you. And I'm enjoying the jacket as well.
Yeah, it's a little sparkly. So
Ain't nothing wrong with a little sparkle.
It's on Black Friday sale.
sparkle. There's going to be a lot of sparkle tonight. Listen,
absolutely.
everyone, we're getting ready to wrap up. I want to thank James Monroe, also the whole team here at the Museum of Science. I want to thank my guest, Adam. I want to thank folks from the Davis system that's here that helped me out. And I believe that is it. We will be back with you on Monday at 10 a.m. during our regularly scheduled programming. Remember to be a great ally outside of just Pride Month. Be a great ally to all marginalized communities, but especially this month. But no, beyond this month, 24/7, 7 days a week, be an ally to those that need allyship. Thank you all for being here, and we'll see you on Monday at 10 a.m. Have a great day, everybody.